A pause in fighting between some of the warring parties in Syria is set to begin on Saturday. It was brokered by Russia and the United States and aims to bring an end to 5 years of fighting that's left 250,000 people dead. But in Damascus on Tuesday, a top Syrian official warned the agreement should not be used to set back gains made by the country's military. CCTV's Roy Rettenberg joins us from our Washington newsroom. And Roy, not setting back gains, what does that mean exactly?
Well, Elaine, it's a little unclear. Syria says it agrees with a cessation of military operations, but Damascus insists that the agreement allows its military to continue going after terrorists that are trying to destabilize the country. Now, technically, that includes the al-Qaeda offshoot al-Nusra and, of course, ISIL, or Daesh as it's known, as well as some other groups designated as terrorists by the United Nations. But can it respond to those threats without also including the other Syrian rebel groups in the fight? Damascus says it won't idly sit by and watch any of its hard-earned gains lost or rolled back as a result of this deal.
This must not be an excuse to change the facts on the ground and stop the army's advance and victories gained during the last period of time.
Now, in essence, he's saying Syria won't retreat and its troops will fire back if fired upon. In the West, many are already questioning Damascus's sincerity. The U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry told a Senate committee hearing on Tuesday, time will quickly tell.
We will know if they're stalling, if there's an absolute stonewall, if there's no progress, if nothing happens. It's going to be very hard to keep people at the table. I have no illusions about that. There are people who will say this is a farce and they'll walk away.
Roy, which people is John Kerry talking about there?
Well, for one, the Syrian opposition groups that are part of this deal, the rebel groups that are included, whose fighters may ultimately lay down their arms if they see that the fighting is stopping. But there are also other backers here, proxies, the EU, Turkey, Russia. The UK foreign minister on Tuesday said he was worried that Moscow, which London says has been conducting airstrikes against a number of anti-Assad elements, various elements, even those included in this deal, will just continue business as usual. And the EU's foreign policy chief warned on Tuesday of a, quote, hot war between Russia and Turkey, which has actively been supporting a number of efforts to remove Assad. Ankara has already said it is not optimistic about the agreement, which, as you mentioned, is due to go into effect on Saturday. Elaine?
All right, Roy Rettenberg in our Washington newsroom.